Hello everyone, thank you for checking out today's video. In this video, we're going to be covering how to use Chat GPT to assist with scripting on ServiceNow. Now, real quick before we get started, I did want to mention to you guys that ServiceNow does have an out-of-the-box way to use AI for code generation. It's called Now Assist, so I will go ahead and put a link to this documentation in the video description in case you guys want to check it out. Okay, so let's head over to a catalog item that I made, and I will describe our two test case scenarios today. So I made a very plain catalog item with two different text fields. And what we're going to be doing with our first scenario is we will be asking Chat GPT to provide an onload client script that checks the user's name that is logged in. So for us, it would be system administrator, and it should provide them with an alert greeting message that appears at the top of the screen. So we got to make sure that we prompt this correctly. Otherwise, we'll need corrections. So let's put, can you create an onload ServiceNow client script that checks the user's name that is logged in and provides them with a greeting message. See if we can get it on the first try. So what it's going to do, it's going to provide a description of how it's the steps that it's taking to create this item here. And then after that, it go ahead and describes the code. So in case you need to go through and debug, you can kind of see everything that it's doing. So you can see it created a function. Within that function, we have a username that is calling the first name of the user that is logged in. Within that, it's creating another variable. So it's a string concat variable. It says hello, username, so it'd be hello, system administrator, welcome to ServiceNow. And then it's going to display a greeting message, which is the variable right here. So we probably could use the full function, but we're not going to use the function part. We're just going to start here with the comment and then end at the alert because we already have a function that's made for us when you create an onload client script on catalog items. Okay, so hit new, and we'll do onload client script for YouTube. We'll do it all caps. It's a very bold title. And new or all, and it'll be onload. Okay, so within our onload function, let's go ahead and grab everything from our comment to our alert message. Okay, let's see if it works. So our first name for system administrator should be system. And well, we probably should have some sort of if else in place, so or a try catch to in case the user doesn't have a first name, but we don't need that right now, right? We're crazy. We assume that we have a first name. Let's hit try it, and then if it works, we should see that alert appear at the top. And there it is. Hello, system. Welcome to ServiceNow. So first try, we got it. So we didn't need to make any changes to this. Now, let's say this was a much more complicated script. I'm sure those of you that are familiar with programming, you could probably look at it and be like, that's not right. And you could either ask ServiceNow through additional prompts to correct the script, or you can just fix it yourself. Now, this next one will be a bit more complicated. So for the next one, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be submitting an Onsubmit client script that will be checking to see if the word YouTube is mentioned anywhere in either of our two text fields. And then if it is, it's going to prompt us with an alert message saying that the word YouTube is not allowed, and then it's going to block the submission. So we won't be able to actually submit our catalog item until the word YouTube has been removed. That's a lot. Let's see if ServiceNow can make it happen. So let's put, can you create an Onsubmit client script that checks if the user used the word YouTube on any of the fields, and if they did, display an alert message and void the submission. Oh, forgot some words in there. Ignore my grammar, Chat GPT. You know what I'm trying to say. Okay, so let's just run through this, and then we should be able to tell, I'm sure, right off the back if it works. So we have a function that's created with value as the parameter. So right here, it says function to check if the string contains YouTube. And it says if the value is true, and type of value is equal to string. So make sure it's a string and not like a Boolean or something like that. Then you return the value. So the value that's being collected, you move it to lowercase. So they want to, interesting. I ask it to do that? Maybe because I put it as lowercase? Oh, okay. But what it's going to do, it's going to return the value to lowercase, and if it includes the word YouTube. Okay, so it'll pretty much just move everything we have to lowercase that's been submitted. And then it's going to iterate over all the fields in the form. So once again, we're creating a new variable. We're checking all the editable fields on here. So it's checking both the fields that we have created. And then we have a for loop that's going to run through every little character. And then from there, it's going to get the value of the field name. And then if contains, so it's calling our function up here. So there's running an if, so an if condition. If the contains YouTube of the field value that's been created here, it's going to submit an alert that says submission blocked, the word YouTube is not allowed, and it's going to return false. So right here it says prevents the form submission. However, if the word YouTube is not there, then we can continue as expected. All right, guys, that was a lot. Should work, at least in theory. Let's give it a shot. And if not, then we'll try to debug it and figure out where it went wrong. Okay, so we'll do Onsubmit YouTube test. Put Onsubmit. Do it on all. Format our code correctly. Okay. See what happens. The first thing we'll see is our greeting. Yep, hello system. So let's do this. Let's add the word YouTube here. And then we'll just put test here in this field. Now the word YouTube is there, so we should get that alert message and it should prevent us from submitting this. Let's see if it happens. And it does, submission blocked. The word YouTube is not allowed. Even though it's in uppercase here, you see we have an uppercase Y, it still collected the variable, and then you saw on the function, I don't have the function open in, oh, there it is. So on the function, it actually returns the value to lowercase. So then it'll match YouTube, because no matter if it's even in caps lock, it'll move everything down to lowercase. So it's not case sensitive because it's shifting everything to one case. Did I mention that enough, guys? It's shifting it to one case. So let's go ahead and remove that. So now the word YouTube is not there anymore. So now it should submit fine. And it did. Look at that. So first try in both of these. That's not bad, right? So especially those of you that are not familiar with programming, this is a great way to get started. It may form some bad habits because you may get really lazy and you may not be actually understanding the code. You may just be understanding little pieces of it if it's not working. But if you use Chat GPT, please read through all of this because this is going to help you understand what it's doing. It'll help you understand variables, if statements, for loops, or if loops, or just loops in general, I guess. So, and you can understand how to use functions, how parameters work, how arguments work. So down here, when you have your function and then you're plugging in your field value argument, then, specific things on ServiceNow, like how to trigger alerts or field messages. So this is a great way to learn if you guys are just kind of trying to hit the ground running. All right, guys, if you found this video helpful, please consider giving it a like. Please also consider subscribing to the channel. Catch you on the next video very soon.